Actually have Spright for you out of the YCS, an actual interesting mermail list, and the power of Exodia, and so much more. Make sure you guys smash the link, crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more content. Now this is, Alex Monolac is always cooking up some very interesting ideas. I've had the chance to play against this duelist out here, and he always comes up with some very interesting form of Spright. And I think the fact he got 37th out of the YCS is a little bit upsetting, but I'm happy to see that, you know, he's been playing this deck for so long and doing so well with it. So, interesting things. I mean, hello, Astro Karibo. All right, that's free. We are still doing the Fiendsmith package in here because this deck is just insane for what it does. All right, and then, of course, actually playing the Ogres. Ogre, I've heard nothing but positive things out of this week out here. I think that Ogre has just been the card for a lot of people, and I think that's fine. Like, I also heard about many deceptions getting ogred this weekend. So, and that really just destroyed a lot of people. Like, I like this a lot. Also, hi Jaugen. I heard you're banned in Master Duel, but that's okay because you're legal here. We also have the Nightmare Corruptor Ibley as well. Oh yeah, of course, the gang of Mulch Armies. We've evolved to the point of playing multiples of these now, which, once again, I can't really say that I'm all that surprised about these. Like, it is what it is. And yes, our other very famous card out of the weekend, the Board Breaker King. Just smashing your opponent and just having them go, oh, you know, I can't really do anything about this. Yeah, no, you can't. I see we're also side decking the additional smashers and the double cross in here as well. Okay, I see you. Also, we're playing Agmundi. Okay, we got some Tekaroos back here. Okay, what else we got cooking? We also have Mermails. My friend got Mermailed this weekend, and his hand was double Fool Barse, Ash Blossom, Imperm. And the Mermail player was just like, what am I supposed to do? Like, you just lose to that. It's like, yeah, you go ahead and take your pick. Minstrel's still an insane card. The knowledge you do get from this, like, this is personally, I think one of the main reasons why water is good is because Minstrel just gives you that hand knowledge. You need to decide, hey, which route do I need to go down? What is going to be the best way to go about that? This card just gives you that knowledge. And I think that's actually insane. Also, we're playing 43 cards. Also, do take note in here, we are playing the Deep Sea Coelcanth. I think Coelcanth is an insane card in this deck. Especially, it stinks, you know, if anything does happen to it, but, you know, you can't really hate on that all that much, you know. But hey, free level 4 lower fish monsters. Just kidding. The main thing I care about out here is just what little interaction that this little thing can actually do. Outside of that, I see that this list was actually playing Iria. Iria is a good card. The only thing I hate about this is you can't use non-water monster effects for the rest of this term, which kind of, obviously, you know, you're going to play pretty much an entire water extra deck, so this can't hurt you, but it does kind of narrow down the vision, I feel like, of what you can kind of build your deck to do. And limiting resources is not exactly the craziest thing in the world, but this deck did perform. It did make day 2, and it does show that Mermails were very much a very scary choice for the weekend. I've seen some pretty cool reports. You know, the unstoppable power of Exodia, the Forbidden One, actually shaping up with 6 copies of Ankh now. This deck, to me, I think is one of the cheesier decks in the room. But I think the thing that I find most interesting about this was we chose not to, like, do any board breaker shenanigans with this. You know, this build 150% wants to go first. All right, that is all your deck is doing. You're pitching down the blue eyes to have the interruption, and then you're putting up big chungus, you're activating this, and you're setting the board breaker. If your opponent manages to play around all of that well, you offer them the handshake and you call it a day. Like, that's just how things are looking right now out here for this deck. And I think, you know, that level of interactivity is kind of, I mean, this card's broken. I'm not going to spin that around. I've been Secret Village locked way too many gosh darn times lately, and it's so good. But it's cool that Exodia is at least a rogue contender that you can pick up and do something with for the next couple of months. All right. And it doesn't, I mean, it steals games. Like, that's the big thing you're going to have to realize here. All right. If you're really worried about this deck running around your local area, just main deck some kaijus, or beside some kaijus. A kaiju over this takes care of literally all of your problems. All right, there's nothing that you really need to worry about if you just kaiju on over the Exodia, and there's nothing your opponent can do. There you go. I just gave you the sauce if you're really worried about what you need to do with this. Outside of that, we do have, this is kind of cool to see. The Sorcerer of Sebek. Okay. What else we got back here? Oh, we did have a Ritual Beast sneak on into Top Cut. Now, the major thing that I'm going to say about Ritual Beast right now is, since we've had the power shift in the meta right now, I don't necessarily think the Ritual Beast is a bad deck. My first concern is with how much of a swing the format pendulum kind of is right now. Obviously, playing against more roguish things, I think this deck has a decent shot against. But that still kind of leaves us in the awkward position out here of how am I supposed to handle, you know, the other options in the room. And I think that's fine. All right, you have some very good purposing cards. Like, you have the Book of Eclipse to go second. You also have Dark World and No More to go second. I mean, if you're going first, I mean, you have the Retaliating Sea to kind of help you out. You've also got, you know, Dimensional Fissures to slap down as well. You have a good swing of things. As long as your deck can, you know, get to Protos like it's supposed to, I can't imagine you having too terrible of a problem. Also, this card right here, the anti-meta card. It's here to help you out so you can do your thing. Also, we do have some buy steals down here. Most of the interactions with this deck, I would almost say, are pretty standard at this point. You don't have a lot of real leeway to kind of evolve this deck right now. I mean, your tech slots are the Book of Eclipses. Like, if Book of Eclipse is doing bad for you, then find another route to go down so that you can make the decision of, all right, maybe this wasn't the proper idea or execution for this. But this deck's, my only complaint is it's so tight in terms of deck build that you don't get that tech options. I can't wait to watch Malice smash this deck into the ground because it's another banish pile. Ugh, it's going to be a bad time. Ooh. So, yes, we do have the last list is Rescue Ace. Now, why am I looking at Rescue Ace out here? There were some pretty interesting ideas to be had out here on the secondary market. Excuse me, the secondary deck build sector. A lot of people are looking at Rescue Ace, you know, they're like, hey, you know, this deck performs so well in Japan, you know, the set 4 is insane. And I think a lot of people kind of did testing, and they're like, hey, this doesn't feel that great, and a lot of people left it. But to those that did stick around with it and did have success, obviously, you know, having the Azamina package in this deck helps you set up the good old stupid good cards. Basically, I mean, you're already playing a fire deck, right? Like, Resalago into Sylvia is very, very strong. All right, and that doesn't change. You're still doing the same thing that the other decks are choosing to do. All right, it's just instead of going down, you know, full Snake Eyes combo, you're going Rescue Ace instead. The two decks are essentially the exact same thing. It's just the end concept is a little bit more distorted for what you want to go down. Side deck, it's very standard. I do like the one roar with the one different dimension ground. I also do see we are cheesing one copy of Reinforce in here. But at the end of all of this, this is your extra little chunks of data that we had out here. And I will tell you, this YCS, I expected things to be a lot more toxic at the wrap-up of this. I expected there to be so many more chaotic things. And for now, I'm intrigued to see where this meta is going to go. So please, comment down below, tell me what you guys think. I'll see your beautiful faces back here later today, guys. Peace out.
Patreon.
patrons. Thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.